Selling your first home can feel exciting, but can also feel overwhelming. Many homeowners know the process of buying a home, but when it comes time to sell, it is a lot of steps that people have never experienced before. From preparing the home for the market to negotiating inspections and finally closing the sale, every stage matters. I'm going to walk you through exactly how the home selling process works in Florida, step by step, so you know what to expect before selling your home. Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. If you are new here, I'm Adriana. I'm a realtor here in Central Florida and the Space Coast. And in this channel, I help homeowners understand the real estate markets so they can make confident decisions when buying or selling a home. And if you're planning to sell your first home in Orlando, Lake Nona, Cocoa Beach, Kissimmee, Winter Garden, Merritt Island, or anywhere in Central Florida and the Space Coast, this video will help you understand what happens before listing, what happens once your home goes under contract, and what happens during the closing. So let's walk through the process step by step. Step one, it's going to be preparing your home for sale. The process of selling your home actually begins way before the property ever hits the market. Proper preparation can make a huge difference in how buyers perceive your home and how quickly it sells. One of the most important first steps is decluttering and the personalizing the space. Over the time, everyone to accumulate furniture, decorations, souvenirs, personal photographs, and everyday items. While these things make your home feel comfortable to you, it can make it harder for buyers to imagine themselves living there. Decluttering helps create a cleaner, more open environment that allows the home's layout to stand out. What this usually requires is removing excess furniture, organizing the closets and storage, packing away any personal photos and anything that has your name on it, and simplifying the decoration. The goal is to create a space that feels neutral, welcoming, and moving ready for the buyers. They want to see themselves living in there. The second step is minor repairs and curb appeal. Another important part of preparing your home is addressing minor repairs and maintenance issues. Small problems like loose door handles or cheap paint, leaky faucets, or outdated light fixtures may seem minor, but for buyers, they will notice during the showings. When buyers see small maintenance issues, it can create doubts about how well the home has been cared for. That's why fixing these small items before listing the house can help create a stronger first impression. And at the same time, curb appeal is extremely important. The exterior of the home is the first thing buyers will see, and sometimes buyers will decide how they feel about the property before even stepping inside. Simple improvements like mowing the lawn, trimming landscaping, pressure washing the driveway, and refreshing the front entry can drastically improve the first impression of the property. The third step is pricing your home correctly. One of the most important decisions when selling your home is setting the right listing price. Pricing a home correctly requires analyzing the comparable sales, current competition, and the neighborhood and the overall market conditions. If a home is priced too high, it might sit on the market longer and lose buyers' interest. But when a home is priced correctly, it tends to attract more buyers, generate more showings, and sometimes even receive stronger offers. This is why a comparative market analysis is usually done before listing the property. So what happens after you accept an offer? Once a buyer submitted an offer and both parties agree on the terms, the home goes under contract. This is an exciting moment, but the process isn't finished yet. several important steps still need to happen before closing. One of the first steps is going to be the home inspection. During the inspection period, the buyer hires a professional inspector to evaluate the condition of the home. They typically review things like the roof condition, plumbing, electrical system, structural concerns, and general maintenance issue. Based on the inspection results, the buyer may request, ask for a credit, or continue with the purchase as it was agreed. Some sellers choose to do a pre-listing inspection before putting the home on the market to reduce surprises during this stage. At the same time, the buyer's lender begins to finalize the mortgage approval process. So this will include reviewing all financial documents, ordering an appraisal, and confirming the loan approval. During this stage, the real estate agent usually helps to coordinate communications between the buyer, the lender, and the title company to make sure that everything stays on track. Now, prepare for closing. As the closing date approaches, sellers begin preparing for the final steps of the transaction. If repairs were negotiated during the inspection period, those repairs should be completed and documented. The title company will then prepare the closing statement, which outlines the financial details of the transaction. These documents shows things like the real estate commissions, the closing costs, the seller concessions, and the seller's final net proceeds. Another important step is coordinating the move-out timeline. Sellers should make sure that the home is completely empty before closing, unless another agreement has been made in the contract. Before the closing is finalized, the buyers usually perform what is called a final walkthrough. This is when they go into the property, and that allows them to confirm that the property is in the expected condition, that the negotiated repairs were completed, and that the home is ready to transfer ownership. Once the documents are signed and all the funds are transferred, the property officially becomes the buyer's home. Now, let's talk about the emotional side of selling. While selling a home involves financial decisions and contracts, it can also be an emotional experience. A home often represents years of memories. Families that may have celebrated holidays, raised their kids, built friendships with other neighbors, or created important life milestones. Letting go of that space can feel bittersweet, even when selling is the right decision. So many homeowners find it helpful to focus on the opportunities that are in the future that comes with the next chapter. Whether that means relocating, upgrading to a different home, or pursuing new goals. Recognizing that these emotions are normal can make the transition much more easier. Selling your first home in Florida might seem complicated at first, but when you understand the steps involved, from preparing your home for the listing to inspections and closings, the process becomes much more manageable. For homeowners in Orlando and across Central Florida and the Space Coast, reviewing recent sales and understanding current market conditions can provide valuable information before listing your property. Having the right information from the beginning allows you to make more confident decisions throughout the entire process. If you're thinking about selling your home and want to understand what your property might realistically sell for, feel free to reach out and schedule a consultation. And if you found that this video was helpful for you, don't forget to like, subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Bye!